All right, so let's talk about setting up this backside darce look, right? So generally speaking, we're kind of on the side of the arm. Like the most basic way to hit the darce is to slide in underneath the top arm, get behind the neck, connect, and then finish whatever finishing mechanics you like. One thing about that is it's very obvious. People who have trained a lot know when they're turning in, there's a darce threat. Sometimes they'll let you get to the front headlock to counter. So there can be some good and bad there. So I really like this backside look, like attacking the opposite way. If we're talking submission grappling, it can be a pain to get control of this elbow. Sometimes it will happen naturally, but sometimes you have to be patient and like get heavy with your frame and then pop your hips. Right away, I like to take this C-clamp and grab right behind the ear. Now my hips drive over the top, turning. So you can see that corkscrew motion I get from both the hips and the shoulder. I keep pulling, so my arm is flat to the ground, pull everything together. I like to also C-clamp behind the neck to keep everything in. Now I'll drop to my finish and tap through, right? So looking at that backside look again, right? We're here, pop, catch, drive over, get the twist, and fall to the lock. If they build to their knees, this is a great time to shoot underneath and then walk back to the hips, which once again, in MMA, you may be in a situation where you need a finish. You may be in a situation where you want to, create threats at all times. So maybe diving under for the darce makes sense. You may also be in a place where you just want to control position. It makes sense to do something else. So diving under has risks, but it's also a good way to get a finish. When we're talking about MMA, right, in submission grappling, in jiu-jitsu, there's going to be a lot of focus on this elbow frame staying tight, right? But if that person wants to keep their inside frame and hold my hips, then they can't hold my arm. So I know I can get this arm to show up against this arm just by hitting a couple times. So if you watch my hips here, I punch, I get the post, I wrap, and my hips fill the spot. Now I C-clamp and walk it over. So one drill, just in terms of how to build this skill set that I really like, is start with the more obvious darce, right? So shoot the top side darce. Boom. Roll their shoulders, catch the backside darce. Top side darce, boom. Roll their shoulders, boom, boom, boom. Backside. Now we're back here, top side. Backside. So it's a good way to take, if you're familiar and comfortable with the darce, this is a good way to take that familiarity and start bridging it across to this new way of doing things, and then it'll start showing up and rolling a lot easier.